Today, we're going to dive into the 5 mobility components that contribute to total overhead mobility so that you can improve your overhead positioning with any pressing movements or any movements involving hanging from the rig.
Hi, I'm Dan Dallator. Over my 10 plus years as the doctor of physical therapy, I've helped hundreds of functional fitness athletes, even CrossFit Games athletes, with pain, mobility, injury prevention, and continuing to train while rehabbing an injury. And these things don't have to take a ton of extra time if you do what works. So, how do you optimize your fitness, mobility, and recovery routines? This is the Infinite Capacity Virtual Workshop Series.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Infinite Capacity Virtual Workshop Series. Again, today I'm going to talk you through the 5 different components that contribute to overhead mobility. So, component number 1 when assessing overhead mobility is going to be thoracic or upper back extension. The reason this is important is anytime we need to get our shoulder or both shoulders up overhead through full range of motion, our upper back needs to be able to extend a little bit in order for that range of motion to occur. And what we're looking for with thoracic extension, the way that we actually assess that is through thoracic rotation. And we want to see 50 degrees of thoracic rotation to each side. The second component that contributes to overhead mobility is going to be shoulder flexion. And shoulder flexion is that movement of the arm coming straight out in front and then up overhead as far as we can without compensation. And what we're looking for there is for our shoulder to be able to get at least in line with our ear, which is roughly 180 degrees of shoulder flexion. And again, that's going to be important for anything involving an overhead pressing movement, anything hanging from the rig. Component number 3 is going to be lat flexibility. So if we have tightness in the lats, that's going to restrict our ability to get that arm fully up overhead. And I'll show you how to assess that whenever we get to that portion. Component number 4 is going to be shoulder external rotation. Or the shoulder moving back in this direction. And what we want there is at least 90 degrees. So the shoulder being able to get, or the forearm being able to get completely vertical. And then component number 5 is shoulder internal rotation. And there, we want about 70 degrees. So the shoulder being here and that forearm coming down towards the ground. We want about 70 degrees. And these two together are important because limitations in either of those can have an effect on how well that arm can come up overhead. So those are the 5 components that we need to look at when assessing complete overhead mobility. There are each of these assessments available on the Infinite Capacity website. Simply click on the link below and you will be sent to a series of videos so that you yourself can assess each of these 5 components to see if you are limited in any of these things that are limiting your overhead mobility.